What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Watching Paint Dry here on Another Letdown Media. My name is Zach from Another Letdown Media and the Adjacent Hex podcast, and this is the show where we hang out on a Saturday night after at least my wife has gone to bed and paint miniatures. And I don't do this alone. I have with me on the line my buddy Mike, aka Broody Gambit. Broody, how's it going?
It's going great. Glad to be back.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. But part of the reason for the time off, let's say, Broody's just had some work, just had some stuff to do. But as you can see, our dear friend Adam, who paints with us from time to time, and a little bit more regularly in the past, but hopefully we'll get him back on the show from time to time, has done more glow up stuff for us. We have new backgrounds to debut, and I guess the only way to do that is to get into it. But first, I'd just like to say that as with all the shows that we host here on the Another Letdown Media channel, we believe in civil rights for absolutely everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against that goal are not welcome and will not be tolerated. So, without any more delay, let's do the big reveal here. Big reveal for Watching Paint Dry. There it is. Adam did some simple artwork, but I think it looks pretty dope.
Looks great.
Yeah, I'm quite fond of it. Simple Citadel paint can and a brush and a new logo for us. So big thanks to Adam, aka Comics and Coffee, for helping us out with that. So tonight I am continuing where we left off. I'm going to turn the light on because I forgot to do that. Painting the Scion boom shots from Gears of War. The board game, aka Boomers. Okay, Boomer. Which I'm surprised we haven't said on the stream yet. If we have, it's been so minor that I've forgotten about it. And Mike, what are you painting?
I have the Watchmen set from the Batman miniatures game from Night Models.
Nice.
That I'm working on now.
So who does that entail?
There is Dr. Manhattan, Ozymandias, Comedian, Rorschach, Night Owl, Silk Spectre, and as a bonus you get Bubastis.
Nice.
It comes with an alternate mount. You can put it on its own base and use it separately, or it works as part of the scene base for Ozymandias.
Oh, right on. Very cool.
So I have it as the scene base, not as a separate unit.
Sure. Dude, those night minis are so freaking rad. Like, they did a bang-up job making those.
Yes, they have. Their sculptor does great work for the most part, and their new resins and everything are a lot better. These are still second edition models, so the resin's a little bit harder, but their third edition has like a new resin that's kind of softer, slightly more malleable, so like thin pieces like Penguin's umbrella doesn't like just snap off instantly.
So what you're saying is it resonates with painters?
A little bit. So I'm starting with Dr. Manhattan.
Okay.
Because he's going to be fairly easy. He's just going to get an entire coat of Macragge blue.
That makes perfect sense.
And then I'm going to go from there.
Yeah. I mean, I think the key on him is going to be the shading and the ink wash, stuff like that.
Yeah.
To really make him shine. So my semi-official contribution to this show of doing my character building while you paint to feel like I'm right there with you has run into problems in record time. Oh my god, RPD, that was fast. So I noticed, Mike, that you and I started the day in a very similar fashion this morning.
Yes, I guess we did.
Today was...
Yeah, I woke up and I just wanted French toast this morning, so I decided to make some.
Yeah. And I had already been planning on it because it's my wife's birthday today. And I had gone to my parents yesterday to source fresh fruit.
Mm-hmm.
And, boy, did that come out well. And go over well, I might add.
Yeah, I was about to say yours looked really good.
It was particularly delicious. I used the binging with Babish recipe from Basics with Babish a few weeks ago, and Andrew Ray did not disappoint.
Yeah, I kind of just threw stuff together in hopes that it'd turn out well.
That's like most of the time when I make French toast, that's exactly what I do. It's just like I know it's got some eggs and some milk and some cinnamon and nutmeg and vanilla, and go for it.
Yeah, I kind of I think I'd mentioned the Grand Marnier French toast from Freddie Prinze
Yeah,
Jr.
yeah.
I kind of took my own spin on that and replaced the Grand Marnier with rum.
Yep.
Then threw the bananas to kind of give a bananas Foster-esque type flavor.
Respect.
So I added like the cinnamon and vanilla and rum all together, and it turned out superbly.
Yeah, it looked pretty rad. Bananas are wonderful. Like, I think bananas get a bad rep sometimes, but I adore a good banana every now and again. That's going to get taken out of context. RPD, don't you dare clip that. Mostly because I can't use it in a highlight reel. RPD clipped me slipping on my family-friendly stuff the other day. And I was like, dude, I can't use that. Because one of the things I mentioned on the Gears show is I am sourcing clips so that I can do a Be Right Back screen.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the one he clips is me calling someone out on their bull hockey. Let's put it that way. And surprisingly enough, I was not calling out the baboon. So I'm noticing now just how ill-fitting Scion armor is. They have like rolls of fat hanging out from underneath their armor. But in essence, what I'm doing is painting a giant version of what I did the first week I was working on Gears stuff. So here I'm desperately trying to remember how I did it. So we ended up playing Fate of the Elder Gods last night.
Yeah, how'd that turn out?
Well, Greg lost.
Again? Still, I should say.
Still. Jared won with beginner's luck. Mostly, like, sort of what ended up happening is we all kind of had an out, and Greg I tried to eliminate Greg, which would have handed, I think, Chamali the win. And then Greg had a big turn and sort of reset everything. And then everything kind of spun out of control for me. I had an ace up my sleeve, but unfortunately that didn't pan out either. Ian says it's all about the egg to bread ratio. I'm going to assume that is in reference to French toast, and I completely agree with you. I need to look up more reference images because the one I have does not show me the entire. Oh, I don't know if I went to Google. The entire body of the boomer. Now we're getting somewhere. All right. You find all kinds of pictures of drones, but I've already done the drones. Oh, wait. Is this what I'm looking for? No. I know this makes for great television, watching, not actually watching me scroll around. Okay, cool. Now I can see. So you said your 4th of July went well?
It went great.
Awesome.
I'd set up. I'd sent feelers out for my the Star Wars RPG group to see if they wanted to do a full day session.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them's in Oregon, one of them's in Kentucky currently. So we're missing half the party. Decided not to do that.
How many are in the party?
And so ended up just having half of the party ended up coming over. I threw some ribs on the smoker.
Those look so good. Oh my goodness.
And then I ended up teaching them how to play Arkham Horror, and we ended up trying to go through Night of the Zealot.
Oh, okay. So I was trying to figure out, because you mentioned you and I were talking about the Dexter Drake book, which just came out. Or comparatively recently. And I was and you mentioned once you got experience on him, and I was like, you played with him once. How on earth did you manage to get experience points? And Night of the Zealot would do it. Night of the Zealot's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I was about to say, if I was doing a standalone, I would have built them. I usually build a standalone deck with 20 experience.
Yep.
And just take 2 weaknesses.
Yep.
Or I guess 19 experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, I ended up starting at 0 though, and he did great finding clues, which is what I built the deck to do. I had Rite of Seeking and Sixth Sense in there, built him more for a clue gathering as the primary clue gatherer for the group. The rest of the group consisted of Joe Diamond as backup clue gatherer with a little melee, then Mark Harrigan and William York.
Nice.
As our 2
That's a good
fighters.
team.
Yeah. I got tons of clues really quickly. Then the Ghoul Priest came out. Spoiler warning for those who haven't played the core set. And I had no way to fight it because I did not build my deck to do that. So
right.
I pretty much was just handling treacheries for everyone else that showed up and running around boosting everyone.
Right on.
I jumped over and tried to do the get Lita while they stayed in the hallway fighting the monster.
Nice. Okay, so it looks like most of this armor is just dinge and filth. So legs, grime, and then there's a T shape. That's red. The gloves are red. This part is red, and some details are red. All right, cool.
Well, that was easy.
Yep. Easy button.
Yep.
So yeah, what Broody and I were discussing before we went live was I just finished moments ago. Just finished the Dexter Drake story that comes with his card. Or, I mean, that's how those of us who play the game see it. I think the actual intention.
The card that came with the book.
Yeah, the card's supposed to come with the book, but I mean, Sammy bought the book for the card. Alex bought the book for the card. Mike bought not you, another Mike.
I did too.
Did you? So,
yeah.
But I as a librarian, I was like, oh my gosh, there's a book to read. I must read this. And don't tell my students because I definitely have put aside books that they've asked me to read so I can read Arkham books. But the book is super good. I don't know if you've read any of the other ones, but like,
I've read all of them.
okay,
Like I don't just like get them and not read them because I'm not paying $15 for a card.
exactly. As opposed to Eric, my buddy Eric will happily pay $15 for a card.
Like, and I've enjoyed most of them.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they've all been pretty decent for, I mean, what they are.
Yeah, they're definitely penny novels.
Silas was like my favorite.
Oh, I like that one a lot. I think, Roland Banks was my favorite. But Silas is close second. Dexter Drake falls pretty solidly into third, I think, for me. And Jenny Barnes had a really good one too. Carolyn Fern, I wasn't super fond of.
I was not impressed with Carolyn Fern.
It was such a slow burn. Like it got good. Like don't get me wrong, it's fine, but it's definitely a slower burn than the other two or other five. Sorry, and of course we're forgetting one here.
Ire of the Void, which is probably my second favorite.
I liked Ire of the Void, yeah. Yep, Norman Withers. That one was cool. This one, it starts out very much on the Carolyn Fern end of slow burn, but things are happening in this one, as opposed to just Carolyn being whiny and kind of neurotic.
Yeah.
Molly, his sidekick, or I mean girlfriend, she is his girlfriend. Turns out.
Yeah.
Is actually a really interesting character, and definitely holds her own. The side characters are really good. The Elder God that he's dealing with is brand new, which is cool. I've never seen Fantasy Flight do that. They pretty much just stick to the established stuff, but it's a really fun ride, and there's definitely some actually like higher level investigating work that he does, which is cool. There is a great moment where he comes face to face with a demon and basically pulls a Nick Fury on it.
Yeah.
Which I was very, very excited with. Miss Drake says, "Wait, you can just make up an Elder God? That sounds illegal." You would know, buddy. Miss Drake, of course, our resident Elder God. But yeah, it's a good ride, and I won't spoil anything else because I know you're going to read it. And once you're done, we'll talk about it more in depth. But it is a super fun book, and I'm glad having read it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I just got kind of other things on my mind currently.
Sure. Yeah, you've been busy.
Yeah, my wife bought me the Ak-Ak Macaque trilogy, considering that those are the type of monkeys I work with. And I started reading it, and it was not the novel that I wanted. And so, I very slowly have been reading through it.
Yeah.
And it's all right. It wasn't outstanding. It was fun, but the premise of what it looks like on the outside and kind of the blurb that they tell you it's about a monkey in World War I who's a pilot who's fighting German Nazis, or not Nazis, German ninjas. That's the word I was looking for.
What? German ninjas?
Yeah, German ninjas in World War I, and he's flying a Mustang.
Oh my god.
I'm just like, this sounds so out there and amazing, and this I have to read this. This just sounds awesome.
Oh, absolutely.
And
right?
Get into it, and it's not that at all. That is the backdrop because the Ak-Ak Macaque character is that is a video game in the world. and then you get thrown into this like cyberpunk, like almost altered carbon, like memory catcher, blah blah blah, like conspiracy theories and stuff. And I'm like, that story is good in its own right, but it is not the story I wanted going in.
Yeah, that's disappointing. I've had that happen many a time. A lot of times, I read a lot of autobiographies and stuff. I don't know. I've just always been fascinated by people telling their own stories. And my favorite one was exactly that, but in the opposite direction. Like, I expected it to be very, like, oh yeah, yep, this is a thing that happened and I regret it. No, it was just unapologetic, like, this is the stuff that I did in the 80s. Don't do this stuff. It's the Nikki Sixx autobiography. Autobiographies, but cars can't write. Well, okay, turns out they can, Miss Drake. One of the autobiographies I read most recently was by the lead singer of the Cars. So Cars can write. Sorry, that's a bad joke. It's a bad joke in response. Huh?
All the best jokes are.
Yeah, it's true.
Ironically, the best jokes are the bad ones.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Elbow thing is red. So what's frustrating me right now is the reference image I have is like head on, and I can't really tell. What certain things are, so I'm just kind of guessing. Although I'm realizing with this much red, I probably should have used the brighter one, but... RPD's telling me to go to bed. So, have we ever told, RPD, the origin story of Go to Bed Broody? Because it did start with Mike here. I'm not sure, but tell it. Okay. So, this was at PAX Unplugged last year. It was during the ice cream party. Or no, it was the night before.
It was after the ice cream party, because it was like 11 o'clock when I left.
That's right. So it was after the ice cream party. Adam was still hanging around. Chamali was still hanging around.
No, me and Adam actually walked back together.
Then Chamali was still hanging around.
Yeah.
Broody started blowing up. It was the Citizens Discord, right? It was one of the Discords.
Yeah.
With memes, bad ones, really, really bad ones. And for those who don't know, Alex and Sam and Russ and Greg, Westy, and I think that's everybody. Oh, and Speedy Olrak all share a room at conventions. Like it's just cheaper that way. So Sammy sleeps on the floor by his own insistence. Alex sleeps usually in either a cot or like a pull-out bed or something like that. And Westy and Greg have one bed, and I have the other with Russ. And we're a family. We get along really well, and nobody seems to care. So Broody starts blowing up the Citizens Discord, and we're laughing because obviously we're all friends. We all have a similar sense of humor. That is exactly why Broody and I do this sort of streaming stuff together, is because we can play off each other and we make each other laugh, and it's great. But it was getting increasingly late, and Mike kept being just like, one more, wait, no, one more, here's another one, and we're sitting in our room being like, oh my gosh, Mike, you've got a morning shift tomorrow, you need to go to bed. Dude, go to bed. And like we're yelling at each other across the bedroom, go to bed, Broody, realizing it's not doing anything. And finally, I think it was Greg.
I think it was Jacqueline.
Oh, was it Jacqueline who actually posted "Go to bed, Broody"? To which I believe you responded with another meme.
Probably.
And then ever since then, anytime Mike has posted a meme, we've told him to go to bed, no matter what time of the day it is.
Most of the time, it's right when I wake up.
Yeah, and that has now bled over to anytime anybody posts a bad meme, we tell them to go to bed. And it has now made its way into the Letters Page Discord, Adam's Discord, I think Adam's brother's Discord, which Broody's not even a part of.
Nope.
And elsewhere as well. We say it around the store. I wasn't exactly sure what was going to happen the first time I told my boss to go to bed. Not enough memes in FaZe to warrant it yet. Mist, like, I'm on FaZe Discord, but I'm hardly ever there. Like, it's, you know, it's just those, one of those one too many things. And I'm often lurking around her streams too, but I never really comment. I raided her yesterday because we had just destroyed the world and she was doing world building, so it made perfect sense to drop a raid her way. Well, RPD, you tagged me directly, so yeah, so that will bring my attention to it. There was a short conversation at one point about the Nancy Drew TV show that was pretty bad, that I jumped in on. But yeah, for the most part, I don't say much in FaZe Discord or Collins. Not that I don't like them, because I do. I love them very much. But you know, sometimes you just gotta pick and choose. Broody notices pile of unposted memes. Also, Broody, time to go to bed. Time for go to bed. Yeah, I'm definitely realizing I should have used the brighter red on this, but it'll be fine. Which means I can't do quite as much distressing on it.
I probably should have picked up this wax paper before starting tonight. Because things are steadying around while I'm trying to, like, steady myself.
Yeah.
But I use it whenever I'm doing the epoxy to, like, slot these minis into their bases.
Right.
So I just, like, glob down epoxy into the onto the wax paper, stir it up with a toothpick, and slide it in.
Right.
Oh, got this brown out. Gonna go do Night Owl.
Makes sense. Only because I had a paintbrush in my hand and it took me forever to get there. We're both doing learning and growing. You're posting my building promises. Yeah. Give me 1 second, RPD. So I'll get this collar bit done. Alright. The internal management therapist, Dr. Oberon, and thus her background's either medical or academic, but as a therapist, I feel like she needs insight at a D10 minimum, and none of the archetypes have social qualities work for it. So, there's always the discretionary, arbitrary pick. Like, hey, none of these work for what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm choosing this one and nobody can stop me, sort of thing. Because I agree with you. Let's see if I can get this brush around it. Absolutely. In the words of Alex the Baboon, like a glove. Which I know is a quote from Ace Ventura.
That movie's old enough to be in public domain.
The quote, certainly, yeah. And for parody, etc. use, it's covered under fair use. So I'm not super worried about it.
I was just, yeah. I know, like, it's nowhere near actually old enough to be in public domain.
Yeah.
Because it's only, like, 20 years old.
Right. Alright. Can't tell if this is skin or if this is like a shirt of some kind.
Smaller brush for that.
It's a shirt. Okay, cool. Or like part of the armor. Let's go back to my other reference image. I had the same question with the Principle of Whispers in the category it's in. Yeah, there's some interesting choices in some bits. Oh, here we go. It's the one from Gears 4, but it does give me a better look at the boomer armor. Huh, look at that.
So the boomers are the guys that just run up and explode on you, right?
No, those are the tickers, which I did a few weeks ago. The boomers are the ones that they're basically a bigger drone that carries a heavy weapon, and they just walk around shooting you with big heavy weapons, yelling "boom." The boomers are the guys with the best voice line in the series. Exactly. They're technically called scions, but the COG refers to them as boomers. for most of the series. Eventually, they do start saying Scion. Oh dear, made a mess. I gotta say, well, I'm where my build tends toward difficult. I did not expect to have broken a build so early. That's first quality. Oof. That is pretty early, RPD. Having gone through that process innumerable times at this point, can confirm that is a pretty early break.
And once again, in the vein of I probably should have painted before assembling it, this night owl sitting on a chimney.
Yeah.
Definitely should have painted him before setting him on it. At least to get his cape.
Oh, yeah. This is before I get to the RPG signature combining two disparate genres of characters. Yeah.
Should be all the browns I need.
I'm just moving into brown, so if you're not sick of watching Broody paint brown, welcome to me painting brown. My paint caddy crashed and burned onto the floor the other day when I was cleaning up after a teaching session. And, oops.
Like this. Should put up a little bit better.
Where is you? There it is. Brown. Okay, brown oxide. Okay, Nimble and Tuskar. I thought so.
You know what I was just thinking?
Hey.
I could easily solve my Rorschach problem
Okay.
by doing a custom mod and using flesh tone and just making the question.
I mean, by the same logic, you could make him like incognito onomatopoeia. But I think I think you're right. The question is a little closer to what you've got to work with.
I mean, considering the character was like the ripoff of the question.
Right. Plus, you could paint the coat purple, or Constantine in a hat. Well, he doesn't have the facial sculpt. Missed. Or be a person no one wants to play with and make Mr. A. RPG.
Plus, I've already got a Constantine, so...
Right.
So all of my fireworks for the 4th also went off without a hitch.
Oh, that's good. Our cats were scared to death and ran and hid under the bed because all our neighbors, 360 degrees around, were setting off fireworks. And they... Well, I feel like they went out of their way to choose the most loud.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could hear, like, dogs barking and stuff all around. None of the neighborhood pets were very happy.
Yeah. Now, I didn't mention this on our last stream together about fireworks, but whenever I set off fireworks, no matter what safety precautions I take, at least one thing goes wrong.
Okay.
And I fortunately did not have anything go wrong this year.
Wow.
The closest thing we had was a mortar, like it was like a 6-pack that was not getting enough lift, and so it was like detonating kind of low.
Yeah.
But it's not like dangerously low. But we ended up just like, oh, this could be a problem. Let's just not use this pack anymore.
Right. You got a couple of questions, Broody, in the chat.
I do.
Kian asks, or Kian suggests that you could just repaint Rorschach every 10 minutes.
Just constantly like while on the table playing as him.
Yep. Mistrake apparently has just been informed that the question's coat is blue and that he is still colorblind.
Unless you're looking at the Justice League Unlimited, in which case he did have the tan coat.
Correct.
But yes, the comics was generally blue.
Mm-hmm. And Kian also asks, and when are you going to add the LEDs to Dr. Manhattan? And Mistrake then
I'm
followed...
not doing LEDs.
Yep.
And Dr. Manhattan does have his underpants.
The power underpants!
So, that is taken care of.
Excellent. So I just slapped down a coat of brown, partially because that lets me see the detail a little bit better, and partially because a lot of their pants and stuff are brown.
That's really runny. Don't want that.
Actually, look at what the boom shot looks like.
Lots of shaking.
Okay, looks like mostly metal. Cool. There's one more section of red, though. Hit it with.
I do not think that that is different enough.
So my in-laws are visiting tomorrow, starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is going to be interesting because, like, I have to teach on Monday, and I also have therapy and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm just like, what? Like, I can't exactly go hiking with you guys. Much as I would love to.
What do you teach in the summer?
Huh?
What do you teach in the summer?
Well, it's summer camp.
Okay.
Looking at power source for options, and when Mystical says, looking at power source for options, and when Mystical, which would work, says, and give yourself a D10 information quality, I just throw up my hands and start screaming. The other option would be to make the heads swappable with earth magnets and have as many heads as you can get. Just recast the head.
Just
Chat, you guys are on fire tonight. I love it.
I don't think I actually have swappable heads on any of my minis.
Heads?
I think the closest one I've got is I magnetize Penguin so I can put him in the duck.
Oh, okay, sure. I don't think I've. No, I do have a miniature with a magnetized head. It's the Kadai Destroyer for my Chaos Dwarfs. It's not completely built yet, and I don't think it's one I'm going to paint on stream because it's huge and would take up like I'd have to zoom the camera all the way out, and it would take up like this much room.
Yeah, I think
Bugger.
I've got a Deathstroke that came with like a masked and an unmasked, but I ended up doing the unmasked and left the mask as a part of the basing. Instead of trying to magnetize it.
Yeah.
Okay, where's my tiny brush? I'm going for it, guys.
Here's the thing you missed. Last time when I was painting Gears Minis All By Me onesies, we came up with a name for the guy carrying a torque bow.
Oh, come on. Oh, what's that?
His name is Torque Bozeman, Torque Bro. Torque
Nice.
Bozeman, comma, Torque Bro. And so I referred to a guy carrying a torque bow as, oh look, it's Torque Bozeman on the Gears show the other day, and Alex goes, what the hell are you talking about?
The torque bow is awesome. I love that.
Oh my god,
weapon.
I love the torque bow. Now, I mean, like, so in Gears, I've sort of dropped into a sniper role. Wouldn't ordinarily be my thing, because, and I'm going to pick on Miss Drake here, but it's out of affection, buddy. I care about you a lot. Miss Drake pointed out that I don't hit very much.
That's important for a sniper.
Well, it's important in general. My accuracy is kind of garbage. But we're aiming to learn and grow. And I think, especially as the night wore on, as the umpteen number of hour stream wore on, wasn't as long as the Gears 1 stream, but it got lengthy. I like to think I got a little bit better. Especially, we fought this one boss that I gotta be honest, I had a blast fighting that boss. It was, the mechanic was freeze her and then shoot her back. But Alex and I realized that you can freeze her and then stick grenades in her back. And that was a lot of fun. Mom was a fun boss. We called her Mom. Because she kind of was Mom. And at the end of that battle, I believe Miss Drake's words were, R.I.P. Mom. Rip Mom.
Let's see. He had... Okay.
I'm starting to think I might... One person I know put magnets into all the parts of his KDM set. So all the hands, arms, torso, heads, arms, torsos, etc. were fully hot swappable. Therefore, you could mix and match armor, and your mini would always be at least 90% accurate. Yeah, that's freaking dope. And RPD, I'll get to in a second. A lot of the Chaos Dwarf like leaders and stuff that I have are magnetized, mostly because the models just don't hold together very well. They're Forge World resin, which is notoriously difficult to connect. We've talked many times about Games Workshop dickery on this show. And then RPD says, I'm starting to think I might for the first time have to go full bull hockey and just ignore what the builder says I can and can't pick. I've been trying so hard to make my builds organized, play legal. Well, you know how that goes, RPD. Oops. And as Broody and I are both involved in SCRPG organized play stuff, yes, I realized after I said KDM what KDM meant. Ian, thank you. As Broody and I are both involved in SCRPG organized play stuff, I think that would probably still fly. Nobody's going to be checking that closely. At least, we aren't, certainly. Yeah, the most magnet work I've ever done was in the Kadai Destroyer. Alex and I talked about doing some magnetization work on Conjira, which was our Tarask that we did together. But we ended up going for a magnet-free method instead. Insight D10, Persuasion D8, Magical Lore D8 should not be a difficult thing to put on a therapist. We ran into trouble like that trying to recreate one of the characters from Overwatch, who is ostensibly a healer. I don't play Overwatch, so I don't actually know.
Mercy?
Began with a B.
No. I play Moira, which is like the only healer that I know, and she's like barely a healer at that.
I don't know. It's something my one of our store crew came in and was looking at. He wanted to have a character, and I was like, yeah, sure. Well, I'll run you through character creation, no problem. And he created this character that I'm just like, all right, whatever. But he really wanted her to be a healer, and I was like, that's not really a thing in SCRPG. Much as I would like it to be. I also understand why Christopher and Adam didn't make that a thing for the first book. Brigitte, that's it.
I was about to say, is Brigitte a actual healer or is she a tank?
I don't know, but he views her as a healer, so... Like I said, I don't play Overwatch, so I have no clue.
I play very minimal Overwatch.
Yeah, we just built her as a tank, and it works for him, so I'm not disappointed. She's the most broken character in the game because she is everything. Alright, well. She broke the game so bad that rather than trying to fix her, Blizzard changed how the matchmaking system worked because... Oh my god! That's hysterical. The other side of the gun. So like I've said before, I'm doing this Leadbelcher coat kind of sloppy, knowing that it's going to get distressed anyway. Yeah, so even now if you so now even if you want to play casually, you have to do ranked style queuing, which is why I stopped playing, because I don't want to have to wait 20 minutes to play a character you like. Yeah, very fair. I, for one, will respect that that decision, Miss Drake. All right. Reasonably happy with that. So I was looking at the COG models that I'm going to have to do in a couple weeks, because next week I'll do the Berserker. Cole is going to be insanely easy to paint, because he's one-handing the Lancer. Which means there's no weird gaps that I have to cram my brush into.
That's always nifty.
Mm-hmm. Marcus is going to be a nuisance. Viewers of the Gears stream will know that Baird will be my swan song for the Gears minis. I'm going to take as much time as I possibly can on him. He is my boy. What's he doing with the other hands, and can you make it into candelabra horns? He's holding a bolo grenade, missed. So yes, I could if I wanted. Woo!
What's up?
Oh, nothing. That was the Cole train. Woo!
Oh.
I don't know. Have you played Gears 5, Broody, at all?
No. I've only played the first one.
Okay. In 5, he has this amazing moment that I'm pretty sure had all of us just like, wait, did he just seriously do that? Where he throws a motorcycle into a Brumac. Where it explodes.
Okay.
Runs a whole grain, baby! Is it pre or post time skip Gears, boys? It is, it's Gears 1. It's, so it's pre time skip. Coltrane runs on whole grain, baby! Oh, Augustus Cole. Gotta wear that cap backwards. I do have an extra Blood Bowl football that if it were the right scale, I would totally glue to Cole's base as a thrash ball reference. But unfortunately, the scale is just not correct. So you're not just painting a Baird mini, you're painting a memorial statue for Baird's hairline. Absolutely, RPD. I was actually just about to say something to the same effect. R.I.P. Baird's hair. Which is actually, there's a collectible in Gears 5 that it's like Baird's notes. And it says, "Rip my hairline." Gave us a good chuckle. A lot of Gears 5 like is payoff first plot threads that they started in Gears 2 that are really interesting to see pay off. Hien, I'm not entirely sure what your question means. Does anybody get the base coat in 3 colors treatment? Any one of the miniatures that I've done, or do you mean like the COG or something?
I was about to say, Superman gets a base coat in 3 colors.
Yes, he does. Very much so. I think we're on to distressing here. No, we're not. I want to do... Whoops. Steel Age Drab, yes. Is that what you're using too?
What?
Steel Age Drab?
No.
No? I can't quite tell what you got open there.
Oh, I've got Morntang Brown.
Oh, yeah. That's another good one. I use that one a lot on dwarf beards. Regular dwarfs, though. Not so much the chaos. This is not shaken properly. Meaning, I just don't care about this character, slap some color on them, and walking away. No. Like, I don't know. I will agonize over the stupidest characters. Like, I could have a miniature like this one that does not go to any game that I possess, or just like it's a stupid mini, but I would still paint it to the 9, to battle ready, or to beyond battle ready, I should say. Just because I'm a zealot that way. I'm trying to think. Because there probably is, and I'm just not thinking of it.
Me, like, the painting is kind of what I do the hobby for, not just, like, gaming.
Exactly.
Or less so for gaming. And so, like, no matter what the model, like, yeah, my mousers, I'll use my airbrush and, like, do a giant coat of silver over all of them, but I still kind of attempt to give the same amount of focus to and quality for all of them.
Yeah, I would say there's ones that I do with more quality, but there's like a baseline of quality. Like Baird I will do with extra effort. But even like Marcus I probably won't. Yeah, I mean, Mike and I are both, in terms of miniatures painting, we are both artists in this way. We're going for a certain level of, I guess showiness is the right word. Ostentation, Austin something. If you're Donatello.
Obtruse?
Sure. Austerity, yeah, there we go. This Drake's got me.
You know what I'm gonna do with his eyes? I'm going to attempt to go for Night Owl's goggles.
Nice. Do it.
But I'm doing it with like a flat yellow to make it more of like a comic-y look color.
Yeah.
As opposed to trying to do like a metally gold.
That makes sense. Watchmen especially is all about the colors. It uses basically almost an ostentatiousness. Thank you, Ian. That's actually the word I was looking for. Watchmen uses a very specific color palette that is actually considered generally to be opposite what a conventional comic book at the time was. And we talked about that a lot in film school, actually.
I was about to say, which is why they work as a comic.
Yeah, exactly.
But why they don't work getting put into the DC universe proper.
Correct. Yeah, I'm like, I read the Button, the Batman Flash crossover. I was like, okay, this is fine, and all the stuff that's followed it has just been like, oh my god, make it stop.
Yeah, from like day one after the when they revealed the Button and we're talking about like doing the Watchmen in the in the DC proper, I was just like that. Like the whole point of the Watchmen is that superheroes don't work.
Right.
Like it's antithetical to comics in general. Like once you put them in the mainstream comics universe, like they lose all like potency.
Right. And I mean, it would be like putting The Boys in the mainstream comic universe. You know?
Yeah. Which I still need to watch on Amazon.
Boys is really good. Okay, but Superman taught Dr. Manhattan what it means to be alive again and something two Jesus metaphors. Stormvermin and Fur. Go for a brown for this. Yeah, no thank you. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to see Superman become Homelander. Like, for real. Or Aquaman become the Deep. Did you watch Umbrella Academy Season 1?
I watched the first season, yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for Season 2. I mean, I'm a huge Ellen Page fan anyway. Mm-hmm. But... no, I just thought everybody was really good in Umbrella Academy. I'm also... I mean, I'm a giant My Chemical Romance nerd, so I like as soon as I found out that Gerard was writing a comic, I was like, oh my god, I must have that.
Yeah, I haven't read the book or anything. I've only seen the show, so...
I read the book when it came... Or I read... Apocalypse Suite when it came out. And then I haven't read Dallas, and I haven't read... the third one is escaping me. The third one.
Close enough.
Yep. It'll come to me like in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I hate it when that happens. I've got a really good like it randomly came to me story. Also, okay. I was still in high school at the time and taking chemistry.
There is, miss.
And we had a chemistry test, as is the teachers want in high school.
Hotel Oblivion. That's what it's called. Sorry.
No problem. That's perfect. And like part of this test, it was like an early test, so it was like a lot of going over like lab equipment and stuff like that.
Sure.
So like one of them was like what like this instrument's used to like measure volume.
Oh,
and for the life of me, I could not remember it on the test.
Right. But
before I got the test back, and like 3 days later, just in the shower, just randomly graduated cylinder just came to me just immediately.
That's awesome. Once again, armor distressing technique coming up clutch.
Oh. Wax paper.
The one that the comic book that I'm interested in is the independent comic book. Not i.e. not big 2 comic book, should be specific there. That I'm really excited to see on the screen is the Amory Wars. That's the Coheed and Cambria records. Christopher and I are both really big fans of that, as is Jeremy. I think I've mentioned that before. He and Christopher and Jeremy and I have a private group text about Coheed and Cambria rumors. And I would love to see that adapted as a TV show. I think Claudio intends it to be a movie, the lead singer Coheed and the writer of the comic, but I really think it would work as a TV show, personally. We actually did one of my student films was the first volume of the Amory Wars, the Second Stage Turbine Blade. Ian says, "I think all you needed to say was I was in high school taking a chemistry test and it sent us all into bad flashbacks." I love
chemistry.
Yeah, I also very much like. Chemistry.
I majored in chemistry, so
yeah. My roommate was a chemical engineering major, and
ooh, that's a rough one.
Yeah, I was talking about it on the. Was I talking about it on the Gears show? I must have been. RPD can probably confirm or deny that, or Mistrake, that I used to get drunk and play Arkham Asylum.
Man, Arkham sounds such a great game.
It'll be coming up on my streams very soon. Once I finish Mega Man Battle Network, the first one. I'm not going to do all of them on stream yet. I have to do Metronomicon for RPD, and then I'll probably do Batman because I love those games so much. I was doing Gears, and I was my chemical engineering major roommate used to come home really he would be legitimately bummed out. Like his major really stressed him out. So I was the only one in the apartment who drank it all, and so I would get drunk on rum and play I think it was Arkham City at the time. There you go.
Good choice.
And Steve was endlessly amused by that. That and our other roommate and I would watch bad television.
Mm-hmm.
And that would amuse him quite substantially also. Oops. I'll never forget the time that there's a BBC sitcom, or was, called My Family, that had Brian and I addicted. It was the first thing I think I ever binge watched, and I had all of it. So Brian and I sat in my room / office at school and just watched almost all of My Family from start to finish, while Steve kept bringing us fish sticks the whole time. We bought a bag of 250 fish sticks and ate it in one sitting.
That's a lot.
That was a mistake, is what that was. Dry brushing just really does wonders for models, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I'm noticing that's what you're doing too.
Yeah, Dr. Manhattan's had enough time to let his wash dry, so I'm going back.
Yeah.
And I'm using a turquoise from Vallejo initially.
Yep.
And I'm going to go over it again with with probably Chronos Blue.
I would agree, yep.
Brighten it up a lot.
Yes. Miss Drake, that is indeed too many fish sticks. Alright. I'm really liking the way this locust is looking. There's a couple of bits that are just a little too bright still. So, following the deliciousness of this morning, my wife kind of fell asleep again, food coma, if you will. So I watched Adam's brother beat Mario Thousand Year Door.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten how much of a fun game that is. Like, I never had the systems with which to play it myself growing up, or at all. That was, I want to say GameCube. Yes, it was. It was definitely GameCube. So yeah. I didn't have one. My buddy did, and I watched him play a bit of it, and then I watched Game Grumps do the whole thing. And I was like, dang, this game looks cool. So watching Paul play it was very thrilling. And finished it up this morning, or I guess this afternoon. And yeah, good for him. Shout out to Ryugami-san here on Twitch. The back half of that game is insane, Miss Drake. You're absolutely correct. Oh, so little Earthshade left.
Yeah, I think I'd mentioned this before. Casey absolutely loves that series, and she's been playing through and getting ready for
the Origami one.
The Origami that comes out the 17th.
Oh yeah, that's coming right up, isn't it? Yeah, yep. Miss Drake.
And her birthday is the 23rd, so
there you go.
That's situated away.
Yeah.
So she's been playing that and or playing through all of them, and then she got to Sticker Star and hates it.
Oh no.
Because Sticker Star was a drastic departure from any of the Paper Marios before it.
Right.
So much so that she found another game that is literally the reverse of Super Mario 2, where this other company played Sticker Star, hated it, and then just remade Sticker Star with a different skin over it, but changed the mechanics to match older Super Paper Mario stuff.
Huh.
It's called Bug Fables, and she's been loving that.
I know Bug Fables. Okay, yeah. Have you been able to get Earthshade lately?
I have not had to refill, although I am getting kind of low. I got one of the really tall bottles.
Yeah.
I'm getting. I guess I do have a backup of a small one that came in the my packs that I got at Christmas of all of the different
okay.
various layer shades, etc.
Nice. Because I think they may have discontinued it, and I'd be very upset if they did. So we can't get any in at the store.
That would be super sad.
Yeah. I know they're rebooting the line again, but Earthshade is a necessity from my perspective.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice having all the different shade colors, but really, I got along so far with pretty much just Nuln-Oil and Agrax Earthshade.
Yep, same.
Those two in and of themselves are just outstanding.
Yeah. Here I'm about to... I say that, but Mistrick says his birthday is the 28th. Happy birthday a little early, I guess. And he's very on the fence about Origami King. I think it looks fine. Colin and Josh are both it looks terrible. And I'm it looks fine to me. But we'll see. I still have to play Super Mario RPG, which is something I promised Colin I would do a long time ago.
And Super Mario RPG is great.
I might start that tomorrow. My in-laws want to watch Hamilton, which I watched last week, and I'm I don't like to watch the same movie 2 weeks in a row. So I might just sit on the couch and play Super Mario RPG on this baby.
Nice.
Yep, portable SNES. So Sticker Star isn't just bad as a Paper Mario game, it's just bad as a video game. Ah, that's fair. That's harsh criticism, but... Like, it looks fine, but will it actually be fun to play? Yeah, okay, that's a fair question. I don't know why I just put that brush away. I need it.
Okay, where's my...
I finally figured out what Seraphim Sepia smells like. It smells like skunk spray.
Ugh.
Yeah. But like, skunk spray from far enough away that it's not horrible. Earthshade, aka Dirt. Yeah. I mean, Ian, you've been watching long enough to know that that's pretty much exactly what I'm doing with it.
Load up there.
Alright, let's let Scion number 1 dry a little bit, and we'll move on to Scion number 2. Which one should be a little bit quicker this time. Camera's revealing a bit that I missed. I can probably just do it without even picking the can back open. I thought I could. Be right. Whoops. Right. Okay, that was risky. That's better. All right, next. Get in there.
So how much?
RPD, I would call this robot techno. Oh, that's right. Mike, you joined us briefly for a few moments of the FP this week. What did you think?
I didn't watch much past the credits because I had to get up early for work the next day.
Oh, gotcha.
So like I hopped in for a second, kind of saw some of the opening credits, and then hopped out.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna do a double feature coming up very soon. The FP and the FP2. We've been meaning to introduce Adam's wife to it for quite some time, because we sort of accidentally forced Candace to watch it last year, and she was like, I love you guys, but what is this? What have we just watched? Oh, whoops. Way off camera. Going to bed techno. I feel like techno is like the worst music to fall asleep to.
So say I used to go to sleep listening to it all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
I am not good at falling asleep with noise, like at all.
Yeah, I pretty much always have some sort of music playing.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it annoys Casey when I end up doing this when it's like my night to pick.
Okay.
But I'll like pick club music, and she's just like, how do you go to sleep to listening to this?
Well, Russ introduced me to something, I think it was at Unplugged last year, actually. Here we're back again. He audio recorded his box fan.
Uh-huh.
And it is the most soothing noise ever. He's got like 10 hours of it. And I tell you, I mean, convention adrenaline is certainly a thing. And by the end of it, that's pretty much what we're running on. You can speak to that just as much as I can.
Yeah.
That box fan, like we turn that on and all of us are just out. I would probably fall asleep to the right music. That could be my... I could probably fall asleep to the right music. That could be my clubbing playlist. I just used a podcast which is this guy who actually grew up and lived in Syracuse, so that's neat. Who just really, really, really good at being really, really boring. Does he talk like this? The NPR voice? Once fell asleep in my chair despite watching Hotline Miami gameplay, so make of that what you will. I mean, if we're talking about notably boring people, we'd still watch. I'm sure most of us could fall asleep to James May talking about things he's declared interesting. I mean, we're just sort of zen state that comes from Hotline Miami, which is the point of Hotline Miami. I'm not gonna lie, RPD, I've definitely fallen asleep to James May and can definitely attest to the fact that you are correct. It was probably something he found interesting. That was just only interesting to him and was therefore a snooze fest. Hey, there he is. Woo!
I think my colored lights are getting in the way,
Possibly.
which is why he has different colored backgrounds. Let me go change that real quick.
Sure.
Or maybe I could just use the blue light.
Oh, there you go.
That'll probably wash them out too much, so you can't actually see the colors.
Maybe.
Because yeah, I've got like one of those like 3 lamp things.
Oh.
Oh yeah, you can't see
Yeah,
that.
that doesn't work at all.
So I've got like one of those floor lamps that have like the 3 different bulbs that point in different directions.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I've replaced the 3 bulbs instead of like with 3 light like white ones. I've got a red, a green, and a blue.
Oh, neat. That's a good idea.
And so if I like combine all 3 of them, like the general like outflow of light, yeah, it's a bit dark. I'll have to send pictures tomorrow, like per usual.
Yeah.
But all 3 combined have like a very soft white light.
Sure.
It's just not as harsh, and I like it better just for ambient lighting.
Yeah, absolutely. I have an old, like I mean, I would call it antique light, for exactly the same purpose. It just diffuses it in such a way that is very comfortable. You know, until we sit down and play a board game, at which point, you know, we need to be able to read words and things.
Yeah.
And at that point, I generally just turn on these floods. I have so many of these floodlights now. The school bought me 2. We have 2 at Studio A and 2 here in Studio B. Because they were on super sale on Amazon. You ever see pictures of people playing a board game online and just be like, with all my knowledge of board games, I still don't know what that is?
Like just board games in general?
Yeah. It's just like, we've seen a lot of board games. And yet, somehow...
I mean, yeah, I've seen a lot of board games, but I mean, there are just so many board games nowadays.
Yeah.
That it doesn't really surprise me that I don't necessarily know all of them.
No, it's not surprising. It's just like, I don't know what that is. It's just like, I don't know what that is. More of a huh moment than a oh moment.
Oh.
I guess. Maybe I'm just crazy. I mean, I'm definitely just crazy, so there is also that.
I hate painting bricks.
Oh, it's the worst.
I get really lazy. I just do like a solid red, and I don't like necessarily care about covering everything.
Yep.
Because I know the wash is gonna like fill in.
This is true, Ian. We are in a bit of a board game renaissance.
Like I've seen some people that do like they paint different bricks, different colors and stuff, and I'm like, no.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen that. I'm like, no, no, hard pass. Like if I were painting something for like Models on Parade or something like that, I'd be like, oh yeah, now I have to like actually go into detail. But I'd also choose a model that doesn't have that, you know?
Yeah. Save side for now.
There he
And
is.
Emperor Ghost.
Nice job, man. So, like, I really like what you did with the mask because it makes it look like his face is in the middle of morphing.
Yeah, I tried to get it close to symmetrical, but yeah. Like, getting it perfectly symmetrical is going to be really hard, so yeah, that's as best as I could do is get it kind of in that middle ground.
Yeah, I love
It's
it.
like just enough.
I love it.
Okay, I need flesh tone. Actually, before we do that, let me do this.
There's a time where I could tell you what game any obscure piece of plastic or cardboard. Yeah, I mean, when I was doing the podcast more regularly, I could do some of that. But lately, I mean, especially lately, there are a few specific products that I can tell you where things came from, and other than that, it's like, well, I don't know.
So Comedian, which is what I'm working on right now, actually came with like the alternate. You can have him with this like face mask or without.
Oh, nice.
So I've decided to go without. So he's just got like the domino in his hair, as opposed to that like the full face mask.
Yeah. I think Eddie would have liked it that way. Liked it better that way. amazing how much faster this, like when I'm just doing the same model over and over again. It's amazing how much faster the second one goes.
Yes. Now you focus on like one model at a time, though, right?
Yeah. I'll get yeah. Sometimes I'll do mass production stuff, but like when there's only 3 of them, and I need like I kind of want them to look subtly different.
Yeah. Yeah, I tend to do mine like I look at like what color I'm using and will bounce between models.
Yeah.
To save time for that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do that. I have trouble segmenting my mind that way. Whoa.
What's up?
Nothing, I just messed around with a thing that made you go away for a second. Because Windows has idiosyncrasies. Oh, that is still very, very much runny. What is this mess? I seem to have kicked over my video games down below. Fewer surprises and most decisions already made. Yes. Exactly. Nevertheless, I'm still always amused by it.
Now, one hair effect I could do is the gray in the sides, the temples.
Oh, yeah. Belcher.
Lead Belcher's great.
So good.
I'm about to pull it out for all of the guns.
Yeah. All the 800,000 guns the comedian happens to be carrying.
Yeah. There it is.
Yeah. Whoa.
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. My microphone was hella in the way of me seeing what I was doing.
You know, this shotgun on his back probably deserves a Woodstock, but
I'm trying to think of it. No, the one. Well, if you're going for movie accurate, it doesn't have the Woodstock.
Really?
I do not believe so.
I guess movie accurate, they would all be like the gunmetal black
Yeah, exactly.
instead of using lead Belcher.
That's true. Which is, I mean, that's. Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point. Hold on. Man, this distressed armor just makes it so much easier. The fact that I can kind of slop the lead belcher around over the red a little bit and just totally get away with it because they're grubs.
He's got tons of pouches.
Pouches! He's not a product of the 80s at all. Pouches everywhere, Broody. Sheer force.
Pouches are great.
They sure are. Did I? Boy, I'm dumb. Totally forgot to paint the inside of one of his legs.
I hate it when that happens.
Yep. It sucks. We'll get it in a second.
Nope, that needs to get mixed up more.
I hate it when that happens too. So they're shake and shake and shake, and then oh nope, that didn't shake it enough.
There you go. That looks good. Balthasar Gold.
Balthasar Gold, like, I like that color. It's I have it right here, but I don't use it nearly as much as I expected it to that I would.
Right now, I'm using it to paint the belt of bullets.
Oh, that makes sense.
Big machine
Yeah.
gun.
So I'm having a discussion of what background to use in Adam's Discord, and I just want your call because I can say this here and not in Adam's Discord. That having worked at Freedom Plaza in a working with heroes position moves you out of range for Unremarkable as a background. Yes, agreed. Very much agreed, RPD.
I'm also glad for the comedian here. There's enough of an outline of the star on his right shoulder pad.
Oh, you don't have to freehand it?
Yeah.
That's really lucky. I had to freehand because when I was playing 40K, I was playing Space Marines because, of course, and all of them had the heartogram on their shoulder pads. I had to freehand heartograms on every single shoulder pad. That was a nightmare. And most of them turned out very badly.
Yeah, the when Night Model still was making Marvel stuff, I had the Captain America.
Yep.
And his shield did not have
Oh no!
anyway. So I had to like freehand the rings and then the star. The star I think had the outlines,
Okay.
but like the rings did not.
Ew. Fix up the inside of his pant leg, and it's distressing time. brush away. Because I need the tired and ratty brush. I love my discovery that literally my oldest brush is the best thing possible for distressing these models. It's gross and frayed and nasty and wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I threw my brush in my own face. That would have been interesting.
Get an up-close look at watching paint dry.
Yeah, right? Watching paint dry on my eyelids.
Okay. Flesh tone.
Good stuff, good stuff. Listening to paint dry? Is that when you throw paint in your ear? We're 2 hours in, and despite my claims of going along with you from a distance, I feel like I'm at the same place I was at the start of the stream. Oh no! Is it because that's because you're still struggling with that one thing, RPD? Still not satisfied. Unremarkable would be a great background if the odd job wasn't Freedom Plaza, and the boss there was a disagreement with was any really lesser rank than Heritage. Yeah. What are the other backgrounds you're considering? Get back in there, you jerk. Check, since this is flipped over, now you can see the cool COG logo on all their bases. It never gets seen ever when you're playing the game. Dumb Fantasy Flight. No biscuit.
Biscuits are delicious.
Aren't they? I'm particularly partial to Pims myself. Academic or medical would work. Yeah, I would go with medical. Like, almost definitely RPD. And just kind of tailor it. I was actually leaning more toward academic. I mean, that also works. Like, both of those work, I personally think, a lot better than Unremarkable. Because, let's face it, academics and medical professionals are both are nothing short of heroic in many cases. And even if they're otherwise unremarkable, like, while I view here's the way I think about it. While I view myself as unremarkable, there are, several parents of my students who have called me a hero in one time or another. I don't necessarily agree with them, but quite honestly, I just think I'm doing my job. But if they want to see me that way, then bully for them. And I'm sure as heck not going to stop them. There we go, that's much better. Okay, so completely by accident, this Scion has like a dribble of blood coming out of the side of his mouth. And I'm like, I love that. You see that?
Let's say my video is a bit blurry.
It's like right here. But regardless, I like it, and I'm going to keep it. Because I'm in charge of this model, gosh darn it, and I just got paint all over my hand. Because I forgot there was paint on my dry brush cloth. Oh well. Academic specifically says school teacher as one of the possible backgrounds. Yeah, exactly. So that seems very fair to me, RPD.
So, speaking of academics,
Yes.
My suggestion for the Letters Page podcast did not make it this time.
Oh.
I was having a hard time coming up with an August holiday or a themed thing to go around.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up suggesting a back to school classes offered at Freedom Academy.
I see. I like that a lot.
Yeah. I think they were miffed at the Super Pets. that I suggested for this month.
I'm sorry.
I love that episode.
Oh my god, it was so good. I was so happy with that episode. Although I was talking to Trevor about it, because I play D&D with him every Tuesday. He and I were talking about, just like differences in, because both of us at one point or another have edited the letters page. We were talking about differences in style. I would have cut that episode very differently.
Yeah?
Yep.
How so?
I don't remember exactly at this moment, but I just remember talking to him about it. It's kind of a dead-end conversation thread. I apologize for that. Miffed at Super Pets. Are you saying that the Letters Page is a serious podcast on a serious Earth? Honestly, RPD and I were talking about this the other day. I've sort of stopped submitting things to the letters page. My particular brand of silliness has, and I think RPD's as well, have sort of gone by the wayside on that show in favor of other forms of silliness that are equally effective. So it's just is Adam graduating from artist to artiste? I thought he graduated to performative comic art historian. Okay. Oh shoot! I wasn't done with that. Presumably, Broody, you saw the Etsy store that Adam started.
Yeah, I was goodness, going off on a rant on the ineptitude of like all government run businesses and stuff. I was tracking the shipment from me. It went from Missouri down to Mississippi. Okay, like fine, whatever. Up to Greensboro, less than 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
To the distribution hub. Down to Jacksonville, Florida.
What?
Yes. And it was supposed to be delivered today, but it was not delivered today. I ended up ordering those TMNT pins.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Or stickers that
yeah.
he was selling.
I ordered the Gunwitch pin. I couldn't help myself. I also discovered, to my dismay, that Etsy accepts Apple Pay.
Uh-huh.
So I had to message Adam and be like, please be nice to my wallet. I'm the government. I'm the government. I'm the reason nothing works. MST3K. Thank you, RPD. God, I love MST3K. I gotta watch more of that. Alright, inking time. They're stickers. He and Adam, one of the guy who used to be on the show a little bit more regularly, started an Etsy store. It's Etsy/Comics and Coffee. I'm sure RPD would happily put a link in the chat for you. And the Gunwitch is a character that we all kind of created together, so she means quite a lot to all of us. And Adam drew the cover to the first issue of Gunwitch, and then made a pin out of it. I don't really do much pin collecting. Yeah, RPD, could you throw a link in the chat to the Adam's Etsy store, please? Thank you. Um, yeah, we all kind of created Gunwitch together, and I was like, yeah, I kind of have to have issue 1 on a pin. That's pretty rad. I probably can't bring it to school. That's probably against the rules because she's rather scantily clad. But I'll find a way to do something cool with it. No problem, man. Adam's artwork is dope. Which is why we hired him to do the overlays for this show. Although hired is not exactly the right word. I traded a bunch of paints with him. Basically because I work at a comic book store, and Adam doesn't always have the best access to comic book store stuff. I trade him comic book store stuff for art on the fairly regular. At some point when Adam inevitably decides to draw Gunwitch again, we need to pester him to do it in the Avatar Press House style and watch him squirm at the idea. Oh god. RPD, that's just mean. That is just mean. Bartered, yes. We bartered for art.
Yeah, just recently, like I'd mentioned, like I have a Star Wars group for the Edge of the Empire.
Yeah.
I just recently got Adam to draw the characters.
Nice.
He actually said he was working on it this weekend, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping to see it soon. It's a surprise for my players and stuff, so
That's awesome. I have a lot of things that I would love him to draw, but the stream glow up stuff is the priority right now. He's still got to do a bunch of stuff for these. He did the re-overlays for 3 of the 4 shows that we do. The 4th one I was like, I don't really care about, or like I like what it looks like and I don't really care about it. You know, it doesn't have the longevity that the others do. That's the Arkham show. There will come a time when we are no longer in.
When you've escaped Arkham.
Yeah. When we are no longer trapped in Arkham, and that show will become not non-existent, but can you tell me that's not how the gun? Yo, no, it absolutely would, RPD. But it'll become less frequent, and so that one's just, you know, it is what it is. Where Gear Up, Zach Sucks at Games, and Watching Paint Dry are gonna stick around for a while, and so he's got to do the loading screens and the like outro, you know, thanks for watching screen, and the emotes that I asked him to do. All right, that's 2 done, or at least insofar as I will get them tonight. Oh, I'm empty. It'd be that or Xenoscope, RPD.
Oh, definitely Xenoscope.
I'm actually thinking we might turn more toward the Xenoscope side of things. Xenoscope is a nightmare of a company. Like they have 8,005 variants for every single issue.
Yeah.
That's not a name. Oh, I can't in good conscience tell you to Google that. Let's just put it that way.
NSFW.
Generally speaking. Me guessing 90s spelling is involved in the company's name. I have no idea to spell it. Actually, it's pretty much exactly as it sounds.
Except with an X to start with instead of a Z.
No, it's a Z.
Is it?
Yep. I filed a bunch of it last week. Had to stare at that logo a lot. The comics aren't terrible, it's just they're ridiculous.
There are a lot of fan service.
Oh yeah, it's yeah.
And I'd be lying if I said I didn't used to have a whole bunch of them anyway myself, so...
I never did, but...
Yeah, I was reading their Grim Fairy Tales for a while.
Yeah.
I liked the original premise, and then it like went completely off the rails.
Yep, it sure did. Worth saying, you know, just because I didn't ever own any, doesn't mean I didn't read them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ian. That was mostly curiosity's sake. I'm reading the surprisingly great TV tropes articles on the history of each comic book age. Oh, nice. Oh, sorry. Most of my comic book history knowledge comes from watching Atop the Fourth Wall, which is... Yeah, I know Atop the Fourth Wall. Absolutely.
Where's my chocolate brown? There it is.
I thought you were saying, where's my chocolate? I'm like, are you hungry?
No, chocolate brown's a bit darker than the Mornfang brown that I usually use. It's a Vallejo color, though.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm aware of the Vallejo colors. I just don't use them because I can't get them for free. Oh, for crying out loud. Stupid YouTube. Yes, I'm still watching. Jerks. I feel like most of my questions for CNA I've got in me are the kind that I imagine they'll hide behind their other questions from, like, What's the Sentinel Comics equivalent of trouble? Fair. Fair.
In terms of super fine detail, time to paint the cigar between his fingers.
Oh, jeez. We had to do that on a number of the Arkham minis. Do you know how hard it is to do... There's one guy, he's like the businessman or something. And Alex saw the lava technique that I was using on the bases. And since he's got the cigar in his mouth, Alex was like, oh, do the cherry on the cigar. Use the same lava technique that you use on all those bases. I'm like, you go to hell, Kemosabe. I did it. But it was definitely a pain. Trying to do a technique that I normally reserve a rather sizable brush for, i.e. a dry brush, with a fine detail brush was a thing. Yes, the politician. Thank you, Ian. Charlie Kane. Charlie Kane, I believe is his name.
He hasn't shown up in the card game yet.
He has not. That is correct. Daryl did give us a hint. I don't know. Were you playing in the Arkham week that Daryl Lauder joined us?
I think so.
Did you pick up on his hint that all the existing Arkham characters will eventually make their way into both Mansions of Madness and the card game?
Not off the top of my head, but that is good to know.
Yeah, that means we got a lot of...
Yeah, I was about to say they're what, 40 something?
There's a bunch. Yeah. 38 I think is the last count, but I could be wrong. 40
and if you're
something
popping out
including...
five per deluxe box in Arkham the LCG.
Yeah.
That's quite a ways.
Yup. Buckle in. Not that I'm complaining.
Oh, no. I'm very excited to get as much as I can.
Exactly. So the eagle-eyed viewer will notice that I am not, even though I'm very early on in the red stuff here, I'm not touching the boom shot on this one. The actual boom shot gun. Because this is going to be a relic boom shot as a nod to Gears 5. Which I have separate reference images for that I actually captured on stream the other night, because that was my first introduction to the Relic Boom Shot, which Alex used to great effect while I was carrying around a Relic Long Shot that, oh, that gun was good. Mike, you'll appreciate this as a sniper in other games. Normally a sniper rifle in Gears, you get one shot and then you have to reload.
Yeah.
If you nail the active reload with the Relic Long Shot, it gives you 2 shots.
Nice.
Yeah. It's freaking sweet. Alex and I were in a bit of a bidding war over the relic items, because we had it generated 1 for each weapon that we were holding. So both of us being fans of the Retro Lancer, despite it drifting a lot and not being very accurate by comparison to the Mark III Lancer, the game gave us a Relic Retro Lancer, and it gave us a Relic Boltok pistol, which we were very big fans of too, after we used it to drop a Swarmak in Gears 4. That was funny. And the long shot, of course, went to me. That was obvious, because that's my job. Another thing that happened... Oh, I'll get to you in a second, RPD. Hold on. But basically, in essence, Alex and I tend to favor the same weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a constant bickering of, okay, who's going to get this I mean, it wasn't. You can go back and watch the video. It didn't really happen that way, but like, we felt, in our off-stream post-mortem that we always do, we always talk for a few minutes before we hang up. We were like, it felt like we were constantly at odds with each other, trying to pick who would get the next relic weapon. And then the game took them all away from us, and we were all sad. Another thing that happened fairly recently, have you seen the latest Defunctland on Freedomland USA? I saw that you posted it. I did not watch it yet. Probably going to watch it tomorrow, though, because no Tales from the Archive, since my in-laws are coming. So it gives me a little bit of free time. So I will probably watch Defunctland.
It's Agrax Earthshade time.
Woo!
Putting it all over these bricks.
Nice. I'm about to head back into... Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Absolutely. Oh shoot. Maybe it was collar. It's not as crazy as the Coney Island episode, granted a few things are, but there's still some classic choice quotes. Nice! I complain a lot about these sculpts being really hard to A, C, or B get to, but Fantasy Flight really did a really nice job nailing high detail models on models they don't really expect you to paint.
Yeah.
So I gotta hand it to them on that. Yeah. Okay, I need to pull up the reference images of the Relic Boom Shot. Okay. Okay. Brown instead of red. That's not cool. I think. Yeah, right, that's fine. I get to bust out Mornfang Brown tonight, Broody.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's like locked shut. I haven't used it in a while. Also, the joke from Walt's Field Day episode of putting Walt's angry outbursts on construction wall plaques gets promoted in the official running gag. Nice! 2 official running gag. To do less distressing on this one, because the Relic Boom Shot is supposed to be a little shinier. I'll still do some, because it's me. God damn you, this is my circus, Walt Disney. Pants. And I've remembered to do the inside of his right leg at this time. My parents did a bike race today, but because of social distancing, they weren't allowed on the course. It's like, here, do this bike race, but you're not allowed to be on the bike race. So they sent like GPS trackers to all the riders and said, make your own route.
It just has to be as long as the race.
Yeah. So my cousin's high school best friend mapped out a course that has exactly the same like changes in elevation and stuff, or like total average change in elevation, I should say. Yes, RPD. That's exactly what it is. It's Burnout Paradise rules. All right, nearly done now. Just let Belcher to go. And you're starting in on Ozzy?
Yeah, I guess so.
All
I was about
right.
to say I just put the washes on Night Owl, Comedian, and Silk Spectre.
Right on.
So that would be the only thing left is Ozzy. So I figured while we're still on stream, I'll do what I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
This Dawnstone has about had it.
Yeah. Another fun thing that happened recently was this guy I watched called Lord BBH, who does arcade game streams, did a big old special on Laserdisc based games. Awesome. Oops, that is too much paint. He was also the guy who did the stream where I learned to DDR Disney. The main thing we took away from Laserdisc Night was, my god, Don Bluth was horny on the main when making the Dragon Slayer trilogy. Oh dear. Like his main reference for drawing the princess in Dragon's Lair was literally his... Oh dear! I mean, that's not uncommon practice, though.
So who did Dom DeLuise voice in that one?
What?
If it was a Don Bluth movie, like Dom DeLuise voiced like characters like in all of them.
Oh, really? I had no idea. Once again, we're doing learning and growing on the show.
Like, he may not have literally been in every Don Bluth movie, but he was in a good chunk of them.
Interesting. Alright. We're into distressing and inking now. I'm going to touch up the one thing, though. Real fast. By the time we were about 2/3 of the way through Space Age, we already had people in chat estimating that we were only 3 things away from having had moments at the entire DeviantArt catalog of fetishes. Oh dear. That's not frightening at all. DeviantArt, weird place. Not weird bad, just weird. DeviantArt's like dinosaurs in that regard. Now they were weird. Now they were weird, yeah. Alright, now we'll do distressing and inking. I'm gonna patch up all the mistakes I made. Oh. Okay. I lied. Well, I've got this brush and lay down the leather. Quote, Lord BBH on the subject. Say what you will about Don Bluth, but he's equal opportunity like that. There's something in there for everyone. You just gotta wait your turn. That's funny. Oh, yeah. Mike, my paints are rebelling against me.
Yeah, how so?
Well, they sit in the paint tray in such a way that you could prop them up and like you could tilt them back a little bit to read their labels, but I don't like that, so I just sit them flat. But they've all landed the wrong way. Yes. Ooh. Wait. as I whack the camera. BBH knows how to party. His main series is him trying to play every single game available in MAME, and he's actually close to finishing. Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say that's an awful lot of games. Get in there. Taken him 5 years, and that's despite him both streaming regularly and streaming for a long time. That's crazy. Good for him, man. Uh-oh. Thought my white balance went off. Which it may have, but... Show me a lot of really cool games and help me identify the gems that my arcade has. Nice! I think Alex and I have mentioned it before, RPD. Our annual our arcade trip is of course part of Gen Con, and therefore not a thing this year, which is very sad.
Annual arcade trip?
Yeah, there's an arcade bar called Tappers that Handelabra always goes to. It's like our private little Handelabra party. That is increasingly getting less private because we keep inviting more people. But it has led to us becoming immense fans of this bull hockey. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. That we will definitely be playing on stream at some point. Once we can muster, it'll be on a Gear Up, but we got to get Krista and Tyler out here. So we have no idea when that's going to happen. Okay, inking. And then we're out of here. How's Ozzy coming?
Pretty solidly.
Yeah, it's a good start.
I mean, I was about to say, he's mostly purple because of his cloak.
Right.
Then gray just for the stone, like, seat throne he's on.
Yep.
I was worried about Bubastis, who's like this weird orangey color and striped, but rat skin flesh actually shows up pretty well with that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Once I wash and add the stripes, and I'll probably highlight with an orange of some kind,
Hmm.
just to brighten it up a touch. I think it'll turn out pretty good.
Nice.
The movie made her a bit more purpley.
Yeah.
I thought about doing that, but then I didn't want to have just too much purple on here.
Fair. Ian says Dragon Con is a free 24-hour arcade. Yeah. Yes, it does. This is true. Tappers is free as long as you have a drink in your hand. Doesn't have to be alcoholic, just has to be a drink. And that's pretty great. Is Dragon Con's not the arcade there isn't furnished by FunSpot, is it? FunSpot is just a stone's throw around the corner from my house. Claims to be the world's largest arcade. I don't know how much I believe it, but right on. My favorite game to experience while I'm there is Lucky and Wild, which is essentially a light gun game and driving game at the same time. Nice. Alright, last bit here. Basically, player 1 has both a light gun and the car controls, while player 2 just has a gun. See, that's my kind of game.
I was about to say, I remember playing a game like that. Goodness, 15 years ago. I must have been only 15, 14, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
I can never remember the name of it, and had always been looking for it, but had never seen it again after one time playing it in an arcade. But now I have a name to go for.
Yeah, you do. RPD helping the cause. Lucky and Wild. Make sure I did a thing. That's good that I did. Awesome. And his hands. All right. I think we've made us some Scions. I'll pop this off to let it dry, and I'll show the current progress on what we've done tonight. So this is what these boys look like once they're all, oops, my white balance is going bananas here. There he is. I'm gonna hit him with some dry brushing and we'll do the glowy bits on the gun. And uh-oh. That hand is awful bright. So I can't knock that down a little, knock that down a notch. Joystick, game bar, Japanese focused arcade games, but oh, gotcha. Sorry, this hand is bothering me. That's better. Alright. That's why we do things like this. Alright. What do you think, Mike? Time to call it?
Yeah, most definitely. I am losing steam at 1:15.
Me too. Alright, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We had an awesome time. Thank you to Adam for the new overlays. We really love them. Thank you, as always, to Mike. It's always a pleasure, my dude.
Yep.
And we will... so no Tales from the Archive on the Handelabra channel tomorrow, because my in-laws are in town. I will be back here playing more Mega Man. You'll see the third of the glow-up backgrounds debuting on Thursday night, 6 o'clock p.m. We'll be back playing Arkham on Friday, 6 o'clock p.m., and we'll be back here for more of this in a week. Take care, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you real soon. Bye.